Hey, it's Karrington from Real Dudes Podcast, here to bring you another fantastic blog. And you know what I'm talking about today? Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. You know what? When it was first announced and that all the characters would be returning, this was at E3, I can say that this was huge. I was already in hype mode. I don't think there was anything that Nintendo or Sakurai could bring to the table that would make me more excited. But then at EVO, they announced that, hey, we'll have a Smash-based Nintendo Direct coming up in a couple days. That was this past Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. It was this past weekend. And so the Direct happened this past week. I know it's Friday and we're a little bit late to the table, but I wanted to give you my initial thoughts and reactions after seeing it. I wrote down notes while I was watching it. I just wanted to let you guys know that these are my initial thoughts and impressions as I was seeing it back then, even though the video is a little bit late. But here we go. So first we got Simon Belmont as a new character from Castlevania. Now, I'm not a huge Castlevania fan because I didn't grow up playing the Castlevania games like most people have, but I do recognize the importance and how big this is, not just for Super Smash Brothers, but for Castlevania fans wanting a character like this in Super Smash Brothers. I thought that was huge, and I was excited, but I didn't go over the top excited just yet, because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Castlevania because I didn't grow up with it, so I don't have that nostalgic factor that a lot of people have. But they went on all his moves and movesets. I was like, I probably won't use him because I tend to like faster characters, and Simon is a slower character. But at the same time, I thought he might be interesting to use when I'm looking for someone new to try out. But I thought it was pretty cool, and nonetheless, I thought he was still huge for the Super Smash Bros. Brand and franchise. Then they brought out Dark Samus, which I thought was a nice reveal. I'm not a huge Samus character person because I do love Metroid. Don't get me wrong. It's not like Castlevania, where I never played Castlevania. But Metroid, I've played a ton of Metroid games. Love Samus. I'm not a huge Samus main when it comes to Smash Bros. Because like I said, I like faster characters. And Samus is a bit of a slow, heavy hitter, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I do like that Dark Samus is now in the game. I do like her animations and some of the movesets, even though they're the same as Samus, but they're also different. Because Dark Samus is one of the Echo characters that they've mentioned back at E3, where the character is basically the same, but it's just different enough to warrant basically a whole new character. So Dark Samus is the echo of Samus. So awesome move. I can't wait. I will try out Simon. I will try out Dark Samus, but they probably will not be my mains. You probably won't see me playing them nearly as often unless I'm playing for fun. You know, it happens sometimes. I play a lot of Smash, so I do try all the characters at least just to get a feel for them and what they're like. One thing I was surprised about when they talked about the different stages in the game, 103 stages available right to you from the beginning. That is insane. 103 stages. The Smash 4, they said, I don't remember what the number was off the top of my head because I didn't write it down, but it was definitely less than half of that. You know, it didn't have, I don't think they even had 50, let alone 103. Can you believe that? And all stages will be playable with 8-player battles, which is mind-blowing. And that's not even counting all the different, like what's it called? The Omega stages or anything like that. When you put those into play, it's over 300 different kinds of stages, which blows my mind. Blows your mind, I'm sure. This is when I went into total overdrive when I was watching the Direct. This is when it hit me like, holy crap, Nintendo is pulling all the strings. They're bringing out all the big guns for this Smash Brothers game. You cannot complain about anything that the fans had complained about in the past about any Smash Brothers game. They're giving us no reason to complain whatsoever about anything, and that is what gets me excited about Smash Brothers. I cannot wait until this holiday. It's gonna be huge. And then they revealed something that I wanted, that I didn't think I wanted, but at the same time I'm excited for. they have this morphing thing with the stages. So you can pick the stages, like 2 stages, I think they said. And then in mid-battle, which you can set up the different settings. There's different settings you can set up, like how many times it can switch or how often it switches and things like that. But you can have one stage morph into another stage while you're fighting. I thought that was a really cool and neat idea, especially when you're fighting your opponents. You have a certain strategy when the stage is picked. But as it morphs, it'll change that strategy. At least that's how I think about it a lot of times. I try and play, I'm sure like everybody else, try and use my environment to my advantage. But I thought that was a really good move by Nintendo to do, and really exciting. Gets me more excited for this game and gets me just pumped and hyped. Wah! Another mode that I thought was really exciting and a lot of fun, team battles are set up, which is fun and great. But what's even better, that Nintendo revealed, are squad strikes, where you can do 3v3 or 5v5. And those matches are just one character. So you pick a squad, you pick a set of characters, and you guys go at it with those set of characters. Now, what I thought was really interesting was having this built into the game. If you have enough people around, you could do a bunch of one-on-ones with each other like that. And, like, hey, you got your set of 3 friends, another set of 3 friends. They all pick their mains, and you guys go at it in 1v1 battles, which I thought was really cool, really, really neat to do, something that be exciting. Or even when, you can just, if you're doing 1v1s against a friend or something, I think it'll be really easy just to pick your 3 favorite characters or whatever and just go at it against your friends or whatever, which I thought was really cool. I probably won't use it as much as the other game modes, but it's there when I go to a friend's house or anything like that. People that do prefer and play a lot of Smash, which I have quite a few of those. And then tournament mode is back. It's about time they brought a mode back. I can't tell you how much time I spent in Melee in tournament mode. Not versus mode, none of that others mode, but tournament mode. How much time I spent in that mode, me and my friends. I am so happy this is back, because this is going to bring back so many more memories, so much more just fun and action. Because me and my friends would use tournament mode as a way to warm up. So we do 64 1v1s. So it'd be, let's say there's 4 of us. We would randomize everything and use the CPU battles as practice, warm-ups to go against each other. And a lot of times, the player characters wouldn't be into like the semifinals and stuff. It was so great. And the fact that, with 8 player battles, yes, that's fantastic when you have 8 people and you want to try and play together. But let's say you have more than 8 people, which has happened, recently. Tournament mode is fantastic to be able to have everyone just enjoy the game, take breaks, just have fun and enjoy each other's company, which I think is a fantastic idea. I'm not sure why they took it away from us and why it wasn't implemented in like Smash 4, but at least Ultimate will have it, right? Music. 800 tracks. That is insane. And when Sakurai was saying how the developers were fans of the Castlevania series, they weren't able to try and cut, so they put in a bunch of Castlevania music, which again, I'm not even, like I said, a fan of Castlevania, but at the same time, the fact that they took so much care and love to that series to make sure it tailored to those fans, especially when it comes to the music, because the music is still iconic. So that is fantastic. And then the fact that it isn't songs aren't stage specific anymore, but rather series specific, which I think is a great idea. Why? Because I hate having to pick a certain stage to listen to a particular song, because maybe I didn't like the stage, or maybe I didn't like the song that the game chose for me on that particular stage. So now that the fact that it's series specific, I don't have to play a specific Zelda stage to hear a specific Zelda song. Rather, boom, I can just pick a Zelda stage and probably get that song, which, by the way, I can also adjust which songs are heard, and I am excited because, like I said, maybe I want to hear a certain song while I'm playing. It pumps me up, it gets me going, I'm ready for this game. And of course, Nintendo had to save the best for last and drop another bomb with King K. Rool as a playable character. Woo! Woo boy. I love Donkey Kong. I love the Donkey Kong Country series. King K. Rool was also the villain in the Donkey Kong 3D animated cartoon back in the 90s. So King K. Rool, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I can't believe that's happening. But we're getting King K. Rool as a playable character. Yeah, this is a thing. It's actually happening. Which, just overall, Smash Brothers Ultimate is building up to be one of the best Smash Brothers games we've ever had. Which I'm not complaining. There's Nintendo is giving us very little room to complain, which I'm all right with. The more, the merrier. And that was basically a summary of the highlights that I gleaned from it, that I enjoyed. There was a lot more. I mean, it was about I think it was like a 20, 30-minute direct. I don't quite remember how long it was, but I mean, they did go over a lot of stuff. But these were, to me, the highlights, what I enjoyed. If you enjoyed something else, or if you enjoyed these particular announcements, let me know. Hit us up in the comments below, because we love Smash just as much as you do. And in the end, I feel like Nintendo has more. After all, there was a mode that was blurred out. They're like, oh, we can't talk about that yet, which is fine with me. Keep some things a secret. I want to discover some things. And at the same time, I feel like there's still more characters they haven't even talked about yet. That's just speculation, though. That's just a feeling. I feel like there's going to be more characters involved. Because I feel like, I'm just going to say it. Bandai Namco is helping make this game. So, I mean, come on. The fans want Goku. Give us Goku. Come on. Just boom. Put him in there. Can't be that hard, right? I'm also glad, which I forgot to write down, which I just remembered, that Shovel Knight will be in the game. Not as a playable character, but rather, as an assist trophy, which I'm still happy with. After all, we are an indie video game podcast, so the fact that Super Smash Bros. Is getting some indie game representation, good job, Nintendo. Good job. I mean, Nintendo does love Shovel Knight, and they've shown that, how much they appreciate that series and how much they support it. So the fact that Shovel Knight will be in Smash Brothers in some way, shape, or form is a huge move for the indie gaming community. So hats off to everyone that was involved in trying to make that happen. So I'm excited to see what else is in the game and what else is there to discover. Like I said, I feel like we're still getting a tip of the iceberg when it comes to announcements. So we will see what Nintendo else has in store for us. Oh, tongue twister. And yeah. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more vlogs like this. Don't forget to hit us up at Twitter at RealDudes_pod, Facebook and Instagram RealDudesPod. Don't forget you can support us through our Patreon as well. We like that stuff too. Helps us play the games and get you guys those reviews that you guys come here for. This is still a new format for us, so please be patient as we're working on it. Please excuse the mess on my bed because I just got done working and I just threw everything over there because I work from home. So yeah, that's where it goes when I'm done for the time being. So yeah, hit us up, subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that lovely stuff. And as always, have a rad day.